Welcome to this presentation of Nantucket Whalers Athletics here live from Nantucket Ice Community Rink as your Nantucket Whalers play host to the Eagles from Plymouth North High School, the very first visit by this Eagles squad in Nantucket Whalers history. I am Charles Douglas, station manager for Nantucket Community Television, filling in for Chris Morris. He's on daddy duty today. Thank you, Chris, and well wishes to all of his family and what they're all up to today. I'm here with Ashley Glatt on your visuals here on camera one. We'll have Annie Yard joining us on camera two in a little while because guess what, folks? School is still in session. That's why the rink's looking a little bare today, but the crowd will be filtering in when they can, or they'll be watching us right here in the NSC. Of course, I got to thank the brains of this whole operation, Sean Davis. Well, I've got half a brain tied behind my back, so I lent it to Mr. Davis over there. He's going to be punching the buttons and tech directing our live broadcast today. So we've got our Plymouth North Eagles on the ice, getting warmed up. Whalers are going to be piling out of their locker room any second now. But first, I want to thank our sponsors on the Nantucket Sports Connection, starting first and foremost with the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. The NGCF has made the students of Nantucket High School, who are piling on the ice right now, a priority of their philanthropic efforts, and they continue to do so with all of their work in the community, supporting the Boys and Girls Club, supporting the vocational and academic scholarships, and of course, the NGCF is supporting the NSC, making this live broadcast possible. So thank you to the Golf Club Foundation and all of the wonderful businesses and organizations that make the NSC on NCTV possible. We'll be right back with our pregame show, our starting lineups from Chip Clooney, and we'll get underway live in about 6 minutes from Nantucket Ice. This is your Whalers versus the Eagles coming right up.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Carr.
The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. More than money, we need members. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
And welcome back. We're live here at the Bog, as Chris Morris calls it. This is Charles Douglas. Obviously, I'm not the usual voice of the Whalers, but, yep, I'll just have to fill in a pinch. I'm usually punching buttons and directing live broadcast here on the NSC, but Sean Davis, who's usually doing the Roman cam, he's filling in for me, so doing a great job. Thank you, Sean Davis. Thank you, Ashley Clapp. We're celebrating Morgan's message to raise awareness about mental health in our communities today. This is the boys hockey game celebrating Morgan's message and mental health. We'll be giving the mic to Ashley Clapp at the first period intermission to talk more about that. But right now, we got to talk about our Whalers. Here they are warming up. And, of course, number one got to talk about is number one in the goal, Mr. Thomas Schroeder. He is going to have to step up and play the best games of his life to close out this season, because we've got just 5 games left in the regular season for these Nantucket Whalers. They come into this matchup 4-8 after a really tough loss to Monomoy that Chris Morris brought you 2 nights ago here on the NSC. And, one of those goals was a chip shot from pretty far out, just 30 seconds into the match. That's the kind of shot that the Whalers have to protect against. So the pressure isn't just on Schroeder, it's on the defensive line. It's on number 11, the senior Barrow Branyan. It's on the other senior on defense, Soren Edwards, number 22. They're going to have to keep those shots off of Schroeder in goal if Nantucket's going to stand a chance tonight. Coming into this matchup, the Eagles, they're 3-13 in Division 2. That's 2 whole divisions, obviously, above our Nantucket Whalers, who are number 27 in Division 4. So both of these teams are kind of in the same boat. They're playing for their hopes of a postseason berth because, of course, the top 32 teams will appear in the MIAA tournament in their respective divisions, regardless of whether they're above 500 or not. So both teams unlikely to make 500, let's just put it that way to be kind. So they have to stay in that top 32 power rankings. And the power rankings just out today have the Whalers only a few spots above elimination. Same with these Eagles. Again, visiting us from the first time from Plymouth North. Hopefully Ashley gets a chance in one of these intermissions to chat with one of their coaches as well. Really glad to bring new teams over here to Nantucket Ice, as Travis and Matt from our Whalers Athletics Administration have told us before. They have a hard time scheduling teams to make this kind of journey on a bus, on a boat, on another bus, just to get here and do the same thing to get on back home. This is the first of our doubleheader, of course. Sean and I and Ashley are going to be packing up our gear and running over to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium. We've got our final girls basketball game of the season at home against the Nauset Warriors, and that gets underway in only 3 hours. In fact, less than 3 hours. Also live here on the NSC and on NCTV HD channel 1072. So again, thanks you all for tuning in. Looking forward to some solid hockey from both of these teams. It's really a playoff game for both teams as they look to turn their fortunes around here. Refs are on the ice. We're going to pick up those pucks filling each goal on each side. We'll see if that's a premonition. It's Friday the 13th on the ice, hopefully minus the blood, but we'll see if Jason in his ski mask makes an appearance just for fun. Maybe we'll see if Hank shows up. I haven't seen Hank the Whaler in a few weeks here, so hopefully he can come out of hiding and come back up from Crystal Lake. I think that's where Jason liked to hang out for Friday the 13th and all 17 and a half of those movies. While I'm here, we should mention that coming up, again, a doubleheader today. We've got a Senior Days simulcast tomorrow that's going to be pretty intense. Senior Day simulcast tomorrow. We have Senior Day for boys hoops. They're taking on Cape Cod Tech at the gym. At the same time, back here on the ice, our girls hockey team, they're going to have their senior recognition as well. So it's we've never had a senior simulcast on the NSC, but with the winter delays and postponements, it's just how it worked out. But we'll make the best of it. We'll bring you both games live here on the NSC on NCTV. Here come your Nantucket Whalers with their starting lineup, as well as Plymouth North. Looks like we're forgoing the national anthem in the lineup, so what the heck? I guess somebody's got a boat to catch. We're going to get underway here. Face-off. Never a dull moment here at Nantucket Ice. I was all ready for a national anthem. Oh, what did we say? What did we say? Got to watch out for those chip shots from far out. Let's get the replay from Mr. Davis here. That was from across the ice. That was from dozens of yards away. Sean, did you get a number on that one? Wow, I think that was number 14, but I could be mistaken. Mr. Doherty, the forward junior for Plymouth North. So already down 1-0. Once somebody corrects the scoreboard. There we go. Whalers got some homework to do here to get back in this thing. Cannot afford shots like that. That is for certain. Plymouth North controls. Gets it across the blue line, number 26, 1-on-4, and Whalers manage to take it away. Couple players in for the Whalers, number 4, Andrew Lavin, and number 14, Justin Torres. Nice check from Mr. Torres, but Plymouth North maintains control on their own end. Forward and well clear of the entire rink. That's going to be icing back on the offensive end for the Eagles. Again, 1-0, Eagles over Whalers early here in the first period. 13:38 remaining. Eagles scored in the first 10 seconds of this matchup. Not how the Whalers wanted this to go so far. Behind the Nantucket net, that's number 9. Or number 8, rather. Logan Chapman, the junior forward. But Nantucket breaks it away. Andrew Lavin gets checked, but gets it stripped away. Eagles get it back deep on their end. And then number 19 for the Whalers, Soares, manages to clear. Battling for it under the perch here. And play called dead. And unfortunately, that is going to be penalty on number 14, Justin Torres. On both teams. Okay. Number 14 for both teams, as a matter of fact. So Torres on our side. And Patrick Doherty, number 14 for the Eagles. So this is going to be 5-on-5 hockey for the next 2 minutes. Number 13 rotates in for the Eagles. That's Daniel McLaughlin, senior. There is a class of 2025 listed on my roster here for the Eagles. I'm going to guess that that's a typo, and it's not somebody who already graduated. So for some reason, they just let 14 for the Eagles out of the box. So this is now officially a power play for the Whalers, but the Whalers managed to clear down the other end. chasing after it there, Ken Jenkinson. But Eagles threatening, shot and deflected by Schroeder. That's the second shot on goal so far this game, and the first that did not connect. Again, 1-0 Eagles. We got a minute and a half left in this power play. Number 8, Logan Chapman, the junior, in front of the Nantucket bench. Gets it over to number 6. He takes a shot, deflected by Schroeder. That was Dominic Palladino, the junior forward. Minute left in the power play. Timely replay where Schroeder gloves it. So another save by Schroeder, and one more minute on the PK team for the Whalers. Driving forward again, Palladino. He gets it Doherty, who's not in the box again. Bit of a miscommunication there for the refs. Whalers clear again. Icing waved off, but only 22 seconds left in the power play for Plymouth North. Whalers cleared out to the blue line. Shot deflected. Well short of the goal. And great job again deflecting the Whalers. That was Jeremy Jenkinson, number 13, who clears the power play. So good job, Whalers, on the PK. Back to full strength. And icing the call there at 10:30 remaining in the first period. So 4.5 minutes into this match, and Whalers yet to have a real shot on goal. Let's see if they can turn that around. Lavin chases behind. 24 manages to field it. That's Parker Furtado, the sophomore. That was a shot from number 19. Deflected easily, however, by the goalie. And thank you, Mr. Davis, for the replay. Shot easily deflected from number 9, Ben Freeman, another senior on this Whaler squad. Senior recognition for this boys hockey team, by the way, is coming up Sunday, and we'll have that live here on the NSC. Oh! Great shot in the upper corner from number 2. That evens up this contest. Canton Jenkinson, the guy Nantucket needed to respond, did so at 9:50 left here in the first period rather. Ken Jenkinson with his first goal of the contest. And Whalers are back in this. Some great work on the skates from number 22, Soren Edwards. Kind of a drifting shot towards goal from Soares, number 20. He rescues it again. Gets it back to number 13, Jeremy Jenkinson, who has it stripped away. And now 3-on-2. Through the crease, and Whalers got lucky that time that the Eagles were out of position to take a clean shot. That shot from number 6 was deflected, but rebounded almost immediately to the Eagles, who score that time. Looked like it was number 24, Brandon Smith, the junior forward. And Eagles are back up by 1. 8.5 minutes left here in the first period. Again, this is your Nantucket Whalers Division IV team playing a Division II team. The Eagles from Plymouth North here in their first visit to the island. We've got a scrum behind the Whalers net. Ref calls it dead with 7:40 something left. Call it 7:49. And we're looking at a face-off deep in the Nantucket end. Shot saved by Schroeder. That shot was taken by Garrett Kelly, number 3, the senior. Crowd starting to filter in now that school is officially out of session. A quick slap shot to the upper deck from the Eagles. That was number 18, Cam Baker. That puts the Eagles up by 2. 7:27 remaining in the first period. So Whalers still struggling to keep those shots away from Schroeder. Are going to have to step it up here. After some back and forth, Eagles managed to get it back to mid-ice. Driving into their offensive end now. 14 takes a shot. Doherty deflected by Schroeder. Next shot goes wild and high and recovered as the Whalers managed to clear. All the way down to the offensive end. But Eagles recover. That's Colin Sawiski, the junior, number 19 for the Eagles. Torres driving forward and out of play. .610 left here in the first period. Charlie Boyce, the sophomore, there on the faceoff for the Whalers. And Whalers recover the puck cleared down to their defensive end. Driving forward now, number 12, Paxton Fitch. Eagles disrupt. But Soares gets it back in. Driving forward again, the Eagles, number 4. He gets a bit of a shake-up, and the Eagles regroup back here under the perch mid-ice. Right in front of the Whalers' naughty box. Number 24 comes up with it. Furtado. And Eagles manage to clear. And it'll be icing. So a key face-off here as the Whalers need to get some more shots on goal with just over 5 minutes left here in the first period. Number 13, point-blank range, but well over the goal was Jeremy Jenkinson. Dangerous shot. The Eagles let get off there, but Jenkinson did not connect. Battling for it, number 20, Soares. Now, Wiesenthaler, 15, the sophomore behind the net. And Whalers with their first opportunity on the power play, it looks like here. Number 20, Dominic Moda is in the box. And Whalers are up a player for the next 2 minutes. Face-off is cleared to the Eagles, though. And they're driving on their offensive end shorthanded. Schroeder dives for it. So good job by the PK unit of the Eagles getting it off of their offensive end. But still 1:48 left on the power play for the Whalers. Down by 2. Ken Jenkinson on the faceoff. Gets it back to Edwards. Edwards gets it forward, but that's intercepted by the Eagles. Schroeder knocks it well clear over his own goal. And Whalers come up with it. Soares drove forward, but refs will whistle it out. .90 seconds left on the power play. Canton Jenkinson again at the faceoff on the Whalers' defensive end, not where they want to be on a power play. Torres forward. Canton Jenkinson had it, lost it, but he's now behind the net. Just over a minute left in the power play. Whalers need to get some shots off here. Torres driving forward across mid-ice. Eagles clear once again. 45 seconds left on the power play. Whalers back on the offensive end, struggling for it. Number 13, Jeremy Jenkinson. was looking for 22 Edwards in front of the net there, but Eagles managed to disrupt. Only 17 seconds left on the power play. Five seconds left in the power play after a shot easily deflected by Schroeder. I think it's fair to say the Eagles had more shots during their PK than the Whalers had during their own power play. But that power play is over. Clock is stopped. 2:16 left on the clock here in the first period. 3-1, Plymouth North Eagles in their first visit to Nantucket Ice are ahead of our Whalers. Jeremy Jenkinson on the faceoff on the offensive end. Eagles knock it away. Whalers get it back. Number 13 with a shot, deflected. Ben Freeman, Jeremy Jenkinson had a couple good opportunities there. Not sure what happened, but Schroeder set up the puck for the Whalers to recover. And Eagles managed to swoop in and snatch it away. Whoa! A bad pass from the Eagles, intercepted by Ben Freeman, number 9, and he gets the Whalers back within one here in the first period. A very active first period, I might add, of scoring for these Whalers here at home. So 3-2 Eagles now over the Whalers. 90 seconds left in the first period. I think the Eagles were just taken by surprise. They had a couple of guys who were rustling up the puck, and, yeah, Freeman just was in the right place at the right time. Minute 16 left here in the first period. Face-off just below our shooting position. Again, Ashley Klatt here on the camera. Sean Davis is punching buttons for me, doing my usual job. And I'm Charles Douglas, doing my best, filling in for Chris Morris. Coming up on a minute left in the period. Eagle goes flying. Whaler trying to keep his feet. But puck is in Nantucket's offensive end. Bit of a hey, how you doing? Just to the left of our perch. Oh, and right on the blue line. Number 19 and number 21, respectively, Felix Suarez and Jason Smith from the Eagles have a little collision. And Smith takes his seat on the bench, but not in the box. 43 seconds remaining in the period. Face-off just to the right of our shooting position. And Eagles take a shot, deflected by Schroeder. Scrum behind the goal. Whalers doing a better job of disrupting this Eagles offense in the last few minutes of this period. Ref kind of getting in the way there, trapped between three different players. 2 seconds. And Eagles spend too much time dancing around, not enough time shooting there in the final minute of play. So we go to first period intermission. The Whalers let one too many on the board there, but they put a couple in themselves. Ben Freeman and Canton Jenkinson with goals in that period. And it is 3-2. Whalers down 1 behind Plymouth North Eagles. Coach is going to have a few things to say here in the locker room. And we're going to have a few things to say about Morgan's message and more. Coming up, I see Annie Yard has joined us on the upper deck next to Sean Davis. So we got a full crew here of Nantucket Whalers. I'm Charles Douglas, and I'll be right back with more Whalers-Eagles action after we thank our kind underwriters, thank the wonderful folks here at Nantucket Ice, and talk about all the wonderful things going on here on the island. You're watching live Whalers sports action here on the NSC on NCTV.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And way over control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. More than money, we need members. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
Boston Pops.
Who are you for Halloween?
especially in a tough situation. You guys battled back.
Back to pass Lombardi's got a man in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Shot. It runs in. It's good.
You got a tie ball game.
It's ahead. Gets it by.
Loading is open.
Thank you very much.
My mark? Get my mark? Get your mark? Yeah.
So glad that you were involved and you enjoyed the films.
I get to put this out into the community today, and I was really excited about that.
Thank you all for coming tonight.
We're just getting started.
Welcome back to the Nantucket Sports Connection. I'm Ashley Klatt, and we're here in the first intermission to talk about Morgan's message. So, as you can tell, there's a bunch of posters around the rink that are Morgan's Message dedicated posters. Morgan's Message is an organization where it focuses on equalizing your mental health with your physical health. And it all started when Morgan Rogers, who was a twin like myself, she was very into sports, and she got a scholarship to go and play at Duke University, and she suffered in her sophomore season, which was, I believe, 2017 to 2018, and it was hard for her because she had a career-ending knee injury that she tried to get rehab and all this stuff to make her knees better, and she got better but not to the full extent of playing. And as a result, she was very surrounded around sports, and in July of 2019 she ended up taking her life. And during Morgan's funeral, her whole entire family saw butterflies, and they knew whenever they see a butterfly that it's Morgan in disguise, they would say. And her sister decided to create Morgan's Message because Morgan was a very happy girl, and you wouldn't even tell that she was suffering at all. And Morgan's Message has grown so much, and now schools all around support it. And the butterfly to the teal and orange as her colors, and in the center of the butterfly is the colon, which is suicide awareness. And I'm a Morgan's Message ambassador, and I can even see other ambassadors here like Carly Ray, Sadie Patterson, Gabby Nikolova, Sutton Lebrecht, all of them. And I'm so glad that we've all come together and all sports to get dedication games to make your mental health aware, and that it's not bad to speak up. You can speak up and don't suffer in silence ever. And that's what Morgan's Message is, and I hope everybody can feel free to reach out to a family member, a teacher, anyone around them, and to just promote mental healthness and equalize it with your physical and mental health. Now we're going to go back to intermission. I'm Ashley Klatt. Thank you for joining to the Nantucket Sports Connection.
In 1965, a group of dedicated Nantucket parents came together with one goal: to raise enough money to develop game film for the football team. The following season, the Whalers went undefeated. These parents became the very first class of the Nantucket Booster Club. Over time, Whaler pride has grown into something far more than just wins and losses on the scoreboard.
Once a Whaler, always a Whaler! 1, 2, 3, Whaler!
Una vez un Whaler, siempre un Whaler!
What binds us is Whaler pride. It has shaped our island and student athletes for generations.
Whaler pride isn't just a tradition, it's an identity. A legacy for families who choose to plant their roots here in this community all year round. It can bring generations of island families together, and for Wash Ashore children, it can transform an unfamiliar place into a new home.
And welcome back to your Nantucket Whalers hosting the Plymouth North Eagles, starting the second period here from Nantucket Ice Community Rink. I'm Charles Douglas, station manager at NCTV, filling in for Chris Morris, the voice of the Whalers, who's being the voice of responsible parenthood today. And with me, of course, Ashley Cladd, who you just heard from at intermission, talking about Morgan's message and the message of the importance of mental health in our communities and for our students. Up in the upper deck, we now have Andy R. joining us on camera 2. And, of course, Sean Davis, usually the guy on the roaming cam here at the rink. But this time he's got to do my job, so I can do Chris's job. It's all a big web of life here on the NSC and NCTV. Our pregame show was cut a little short because we didn't do the national anthem in the starting lineup. So we kind of just had to get right underway because I think some folks got a boat to catch. So likewise, we're going to get right underway right now with the second period of action facing off. Hey, somebody should start the clock. That's me. There we go. And the Whalers come up with it. That's number 2, Ken Jenkinson, who scored the first goal for the Whalers in the first period. Driving down the offensive end. Number 13 takes a pin to the wall. Jeremy Jenkinson, his brother, both graduating seniors this year. Again, senior night for our boys hockey team. Well, I should say senior afternoon, the senior game this Sunday. Long shot on goal from the blue line, easily deflected from Soren Edwards, number 22. But Soren gets it right back, takes another shot, goes wide left. And struggling with it against the boards once again, number 13, Jeremy Jenkinson. And Eagles manage to strip it away, but then take a flop. So Whalers will recover and get it out of their defensive end. Jeremy takes the puck, takes a nice big old swing at that net, but well wide. Eagles recover and clear. Again, this is the first of our doubleheader today. We're going to be packing up and moving in a hurry over to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium. Final girls basketball home game live tonight at 5 o'clock. First tip-off. We'll hopefully be going live at 4:45 here on the NSC and NCTV and NCTV HD, channel 1072, for folks who are lucky enough to live here in the island and tuned in on cable TV. Schroeder in the net gloves that puck after his first save of the period. First couple goals for the Eagles came pretty quickly in the first period, but Whalers managed to battle back. Face-off now, however, is on the Eagles' offensive end. Whalers recover, driving down, number 14, Justin Torres. Eagles stripped it away, however, behind the net. 24 takes a wide shot. That's Furtado, the sophomore, for the Whalers. Nantucket wise to try to keep it on their offensive end as much as possible. Keep it off of Thomas Schroeder in goal. So, bad shots, well, better than no shots. Well, extracurriculars in front of the student section. Eagles come around now down here in front of our shooting location. And Eagles are driving across the offensive end. That's number 18, Cam Baker, who had a goal earlier in this match, back in the first period. And Eagles managed to knock it in. Here's the replay courtesy of Mr. Sean Davis. And that's number 13. It knocks it right over Schroeder's shoulder. That's Daniel McLaughlin, the senior defenseman, with his first goal of today's contest. And it is now 4-2. Eagles over Whalers, just about halfway into this contest. Whalers come up with that face-off. Takes a nice quick shot on goal, but deflected up and over the goalie. That's number 30, Trevor Golden, the junior for Plymouth North. Number 9 takes a seat for the Whalers, Ben Freeman. But we've got a penalty on our hands. Number 13, Daniel McLaughlin, takes a seat, and Whalers have 2 minutes on the power play. Again, Ashley Cladd, Danny Ard, our school to career program seniors, doing such a great job for us, are running both of our cameras this afternoon. Whalers had pretty good puck control there, but give it away. Now it's a 2-on-3 rush ahead and a shorthanded goal. Unreal by the Eagles. Number 20 took a nice whack on the back of the boards there right after scoring that. A little out of control in the skates, but that was Dominic Moda on that goal. Well, he paid for it right after, but he definitely earned that shot. Shorthanded goal for the Eagles puts them up 5-2 here early in the second period. That is not how you want to run a power play. Still got a minute 25 of the advantage, 6-on-5 here for the Whalers. But they lose the face-off, and the Eagles manage to clear. Face-off for the Whalers on offensive end. Shot just wide, up and above Trevor Golden, and Eagles clear to mid-ice. .45 seconds left on the power play. Right beneath our shooting position, Edwards comes up with it. Gets it to Torres. Torres over to Jeremy Jenkinson. 20 takes a spill. That's for Torres. And the Eagles get it back. 25 seconds left on the advantage for the Whalers. Again, Eagles charging on goal while shorthanded. And doing a great job, that PK unit for Plymouth North. But then they get a little frisky right here in front of the stripes and in front of the box. And it looks like number 13 down there is going to have some company. That's number 6, Dominic Palladino for the Eagles. Takes his seat. But joining him in the other penalty box will be number 20, Soares, also out for 2 minutes. So for the next 10 seconds, we've got a 5-on-4 going on. Face-off is on the defensive end for the Whalers. Ken Jenkinson against Patrick Doherty. once the refs get done chit-chatting the explanations, everybody here. 9:54 left here, second period. Whalers now down 5-2. Shot on goal, gloved quickly by Schroeder. So I'm not sure what just happened, but they just, well, they just ran off some time there, but it looks like it's going to get back to even strength, but 5-on-5 with a player each taking a seat in the box. Whalers still struggling to get out of their own defensive end here. Puck behind our net. And number 3 manages to clear for the Whalers. Kevin Sweeney for the Eagles gets whacked against the board at the blue line. And Lavin comes up with it for the Whalers. And he takes a bit of a knock right into the Eagles bench. So both teams getting a little more physical here midway through this matchup. About 8:20 left in the second period. Whalers are down by 3. Shot goes wide against Schroeder in the Whalers' goal. Jenkinson drives it forward over the midline with a little help from number 9, Mr. Freeman. Shot dribbles in. Looked like it was saved by Golden, but Freeman with the assist to Kenton Jenkinson. Great replay there from Sean and from Ashley Cladd on the shot. And Whalers managed their first goal of the second period. It's now 5-3, Plymouth North over Nantucket. And Jenkinson here on the faceoff knocks it into their offensive end. Eagles looked like they were going to clear, but Whalers were there to disrupt. And shot from the point, saved by Golden. That was number 14, Justin Torres, the sophomore, with that attempt. Shot from the Eagles goes well wide. Another shot from the point. Schroeder deflects. Whalers come up with it after a bit of a scrum on our side of the offensive crease, but Eagles recover at the blue line. Schroeder kind of tries to fall on it, but it dribbles away, but Eagles do not manage to get it behind the net, but they do save it at the blue line. Another shot deflected. And Whalers managed to clear. Charging forward now, Ken Jenkinson. Jenkinson tries to tip it in. Drives past. Not a lot of help coming for him, though, and Eagles recover after Jenkinson knocked off his skates temporarily. Ooh. Heck of a shot from number 18, Cam Baker, but Schroeder was there, and now some discussions about where to go get pizza after the game. but refs are there to clear things up. No harm and no penalty this time. We've already seen quite a few minutes in the box for both teams so far this contest. And Eagles out at mid-ice, try to move forward, but now we got about 5 players stuck at the blue line and knocked back to the Eagles' defensive end. That's number 12, Jacob Dio, moves it forward for Plymouth North, and icing is the call. So Whalers down by 2, 6:14 left here in the second period. Again, we got a senior recognition ceremony for these graduating Whaler seniors coming up Sunday. I think we'll be going live probably early for that, 1:30 or so. That game's going to be versus Pembroke High School. Another first-time visitor, just like these Eagles from Plymouth North. Whalers recover at mid-ice, drive it forward. Eagles disrupt. Doherty driving forward for Plymouth North. Gets it over to Palladino. Whalers there to disrupt in front of the goal. Shot is deflected well short of the goal that time. Whalers clear with a few extra elbows flying there at the blue line. Icing is waved off, and both teams make some substitutions. Number 13, who just came in for the Whalers, Jenkinson, gets knocked over. No call. Couple of checks in sequence behind the Eagles' net. And Whalers are managing to keep it on the offensive end this time. But as soon as I said that, Eagles knock it away. Drive forward, shot on goal, well wide to the right of Schroeder. Eagles within their chance here, however. Ooh, dangerous territory. Point blank shot. Schroeder manages to deflect. And Whalers clear. With 4 minutes left here. So simply more offensive production is the story here for the Eagles, who were ahead by 2. Less than 4 minutes to go now here in the second period. Soares behind the net. Gets it up to Lavin. Lavin underneath our shooting position. Eagles strip it away. Shot on Schroeder. Saved. And smartly gloves it. Exactly the 3:30 mark here in the second period. Whalers down by 2. Whalers get it back right in front of our NSC game side placard there. But nobody maintaining firm puck control here. Both teams keep Stripping it away from the other mid-ice here. Number 6, Palladino, flings it forward for the Eagles. And now it's directly behind the net here on the Plymouth North offensive end. Whalers managed to recover, however, albeit briefly. Another dangerous drive forward by the Eagles, and Whalers managed to deflect. And it looks like Edwards going to come up with it. Avoids one Eagle and gets it out of the danger zone for the Whalers. Number 2 right in front of the goal. Takes a shot, but deflected well short of the goal. And it's back out to mid-ice. Eagles fling it over 2 different Whalers on the far side in front of the crowd. But number 22, Edwards, is there, along with Jeremy Jenkinson, struggling against the boards, trying to get it off of their defensive end. Going up on 1 minute left in the second period. Whalers sure could use a goal to only be down by 1 going into the locker room here. Ooh, 14 takes kind of a glancing blow, but easily deflected by Trevor Golden. 30 seconds remaining. Ref whistles play dead. And number 8 takes a seat for the Eagles. Logan Chapman, the junior forward. And the Whalers looks like they're going to have another power play opportunity here. And I spoke too soon. Number 24, the Whalers, also takes a seat in the box. So we're down to 5-5. According to the Whaler just beneath me, I didn't do anything. Well, me neither, but here we are. 29 seconds left. Second period, Whalers down by 2, and we're looking at a 5-5 scenario to close this period and begin the next. That is, unless the Whalers can make something happen here and close this game to begin within 1. So face-off here on the offensive end. Whalers shot from Kenton Jenkinson, deflected by Trevor Golden. 19 seconds left. Ooh, Whalers gets it stripped away, and it's a drive down towards the goal and knocks it in. Ooh, brutal. Number 26, John Milne. That was with 4 seconds left in the period. The senior forward for the Eagles puts Plymouth North up by 3 heading into the locker room. Face off here, 4 seconds. No shots fired. No surprise there. So going into the locker room after 2 periods, Whalers are still going to be short a player, but of course so are the other guys. 1:32 left in the power play and 50 minutes left in playtime. Whalers are down 6-3. We'll be right back after a word from our supporters and the other wonderful folks we work with in the community, and see if Annie or Ashley can find somebody to have a little chat with here during intermission. 6-3, Eagles over Whalers after 2 from Nantucket Ice. We'll be right back here on the NSC on NCTV.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
When you add resilient gardens to your outdoor spaces, you contribute to the long-term well-being of the island. Introduce yourself to the Nantucket Footprints virtual garden tours and find inspiration to cultivate biodiversity. The first tour of a native meadow, curated by the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, is now available for free at nantucketfootprints.org.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up. It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll launch for 3. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
In 1965, a group of dedicated Nantucket parents came together with one goal: to raise enough money to develop game film for the football team. The following season, the Whalers went undefeated. These parents became the very first class of the Nantucket Booster Club. Over time, Whaler pride has grown into something far more than just wins and losses on the scoreboard.
Once a Whaler, always a Whaler. 1, 2, 3, Whalers!
Una vez un Whaler, siempre un Whaler. ¡Vamos!
What binds us is Whaler pride. It has shaped our island and student athletes for generations.
Whaler pride isn't just a tradition, it's an identity, a legacy for families who choose to plant their roots here in this community all year round. It can bring generations of island families together, and for Wash Ashore children, it can transform an unfamiliar place into a new home. The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics. It helps provide our teams with gear, additional travel expenses, and much more.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. From the homecoming to the pig roast, and most importantly, Hank, our school mascot. We're here to create a fun and welcoming atmosphere. More than money, we need members. And part of this club, you are a member, not just a volunteer. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
Support our kids and Whaler pride by volunteering for the Booster Club. To learn more, please email the address on the screen.
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
And welcome back. We're here in the second period intermission here at Nantucket Ice Community Rink, as some call it, the Bog, here on Nantucket Island. 6-3 is our score. The Plymouth North Eagles, on their very first visit to the island, are 3 goals up. I was just texting with our until I was distracted by the dancing here. You know, we got the dancing crew up on the upper deck. That's Annie Yard and Sean Davis having way too much fun up there. I think they're all hopped up on those spicy chicken sandwiches that the folks down there at Foggy Nantucket are serving up. Some positive culinary developments here at Nantucket Ice. I'll put it that way without disparaging anybody. But anyways, as Mr. Morris was messaging me during the intermission, the Whalers have got to rally. They're not playing their game. They're letting way too much happen on their defensive end and not keeping the pressure on Trevor Golden in that Eagles goal. So they have to rally. This is a must-win game for the Whalers, especially because guess what? This Eagles team, it might be the first time they're ever playing and the first time Plymouth North is visiting the island. But guess who Nantucket is playing on the road, their final road game of the season, next Wednesday? That's right, the same Plymouth North Eagles. We're playing them twice in 1 week. And we have to win both of those games at least to keep the Whalers in the top 32 of the Division IV power rankings and have that shot at the postseason. So this is a must-win period for the Whalers, down 3 goals. They have to tie this up at least and force an overtime, if not pull ahead for the win, in order to keep their playoff hopes alive in MIAA Division IV. The cutoff is next Thursday. So there's, despite all the weather and the boats and the refs and everything else, no more excuses, no more postponements. There's no extra games to play. The 5 they got are all they've got. Only chances they have to rise above and stay in the top 32 Division IV. So this is must-go time for the Whalers. Defense has to keep it off of Thomas Schroeder in goal, and offense has to produce and get more shots on goal than they had that second period. Unofficially, they definitely had fewer shots on goal versus the first. Obviously, the results show that with 2 goals scored by the Whalers in first period, only 1 there in the second. In case you just joined us again, I'm Charles Douglas filling in for Chris Morris. We've got Ashley Klatt and Annie Ard on the visuals, and Sean Davis here punching the buttons, running our broadcast. We've got some Eagles taking the ice. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Sean. Don't forget to stay tuned, of course. We're going to take a brief break. If you're watching the channel, we'll play some do-gooder public announcement type stuff and, public service stuff. And then we'll be right back live at 4:45 for the 5 p.m. tip-off because our Lady Whalers on the court, the girls basketball team for the Nantucket Whalers, are playing their final home game versus the Nauset Warriors. As luck would have it, also a must-win game. The Whalers must win their final 2 games to get to that 500 record. Right now, the Lady Whalers hoops team are 8-10, so they have to win today at home at Nauset, and on Monday on the road, just across the Sound, they're going to be playing the Sturgis West Navigators. They've got to win both those games to get into the playoffs. Whalers right now back on the ice. I'm sure Coach Moran had a word or two. This is go time. This is your playoff game, Whalers, so let's see if you can make it happen. So 15 minutes left on the clock. 3 points is the deficit. Whalers saying hello to, is that Mr. Bedell over there, I think? And Schroeder, he's got to have a goaltending period like no other. Whalers cannot allow another goal in net. In case you just joined us as well, I should mention it's senior weekend, senior recognition weekend. This hockey team is going to be recognized for their next contest here at home Sunday versus Pembroke. Tomorrow, here on the ice, girls hockey, their senior recognition, they're playing Boston Latin. That'll be live, 1:30, 1:45 or so. And then Chris Morris will be back on the air over at the gym. Boys Hoopsters are going to be playing Cape Cod Tech. It's their senior recognition for boys basketball. So a chock full weekend here on the NSC on NCTV. Right now, let's see a comeback. Third period underway for the Whalers. Still got a minute and a half with some folks in the box. Behind the Whalers net. Nantucket manages to recover. Jenkinson surveys, goes behind the net, tries to pass it into the crease, but nobody home and cleared well down to Schroeder on the defensive end. Whalers now right beneath our shooting position here on the perch. Eagles now behind their net, and they managed to clear. Actually, that technically was a shot on goal, but Schroeder was there to easily deflect. That better be the only shot on goal that the Whalers allow this period. They have to be taking and making those shots on these Eagles. Number 10 back out on the ice. And it's Kevin Sweeney for the Eagles. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the NSC and NCTV. Final Friday action, the final Friday of the regular season for these Nantucket Whalers. 2 games here at home, 1 on the road as well. As our storms pass and we start to dig ourselves out of weeks of snow covering the island. Teams switch lines. Eagles are back down on the offensive end. A couple guys getting into it right in front of Schroeder, but Whalers managed to clear. Up. I spoke too soon. Back at mid-ice. Almost an own goal there. Not sure what Edwards is up to. Whaler managed to get knocked right into his own bench. No call. And he's going to take a seat. Andrew Lavin cycles out. That was Ben Freeman who took that spill. Nice shot of that from our respective camera crew. Ken Jenkinson down on the offensive end. Eagles regain possession. Shot from Plymouth North, deflected. But they retained possession. Scrum of 3 Eagles behind the Nantucket net. Shot goes right into the solar plexus of Jeremy Jenkinson. Wisely positioned in front of Schroeder. Coming up on 11 minutes left in regulation. Beautiful save with the leg by Schroeder, but that's the kind of shot Nantucket cannot allow any more of. Whalers have to get this back. Down by 3. Puck now mid-ice. Eagle gets stripped away. Lavin now driving across the blue line. He takes a shot in and out of the glove of Golden and goal. And puck goes right into the bench of Plymouth North. And clock is stopped. 10:22 left in regulation. Whalers still down by 3. Crowd has filtered in now that class is fully out of session. Heard from Annie Yard that a couple of folks actually were watching the game in the closing minutes of class time today. That's always nice to hear. And face-off goes to the Eagles, but we are on the Nantucket offensive end. Torres chasing down that puck. Eagles still struggling to get it out of their defensive zone. And finally managed to do so. Crossing the timeline, number 18, Cam Baker for Plymouth North. Whalers managed to intercept and knock it out of harm's way. Back on their offensive end, but Eagles recover. At mid-ice, Kenton Jenkinson with 3 Eagles on him. Gets it knocked away, but Ben Freeman clears behind the Eagle net. And puck knocked up and over the head of the ref. 9:11 left here in the third period. Definitely an inside job here by Plymouth North with some impressive offensive production in both the first and second period. 3 goals apiece to put them up 6-3. But face-off now by the Whalers on offense. Jeremy Jenkinson there. Unfortunately knocks it into an Eagle. Players struggling for it right in front of the Plymouth North bench. And the Eagles come up with it. Driving now, 1-on-2, and Whalers get in the way. Ken Jenkinson knocks it forward. Intercepted mid-ice by number 13, Danny McLaughlin. Oh, shot! And deflected. Don't suppose we got a replay there, mister? Thank you, Mr. Davis. So that shot was from number 10, the senior Kevin Sweeney. Nice save by Schroeder there in goal for the Whalers. Penalty, however, is on Canton Jenkinson, number 2. He's taking a seat in the box for 2 minutes. So Whalers now on the PK at a time they can least afford it. .8:27 left here in the third period. Lavin takes a seat. Ben Freeman in for the Whalers. And into the penalty box, Daniel McLaughlin again for the Eagles. So now we've got even strength 5-on-5 for the next minute 45, followed by a very brief 15-second advantage for the Whalers coming up here. So a bit of luck, thanks to the stripes. But Whalers have to capitalize on that, and they're not going to do it with the Eagles charging down 2-on-2. Takes a shot, and luckily for Schroeder, that went well wide to the left, but Eagles retain possession. 8 minutes remaining in regulation. Whalers still down by 3. Eagle falls at mid-ice with nobody around him. Eagle sweeps behind his goal and comes all the way in almost a figure 8 across the entire ice. Had a clear shot on goal, but thankfully took a flop, and Schroeder covers up. .7:37 remaining. 55 seconds left on this even strength, followed by a 15.5-second advantage by the Whalers. There's now a 16-second differential between the two penalty clocks. Face-off on the Nantucket defensive end. And Whalers come up with it. That's number 7, Charlie Boyce, the sophomore, driving across mid-ice. He takes a shot right into the solar plexus of Golden in goal. .7:23 left in the third period. 41 seconds left of even strength. 24th, a shot. Deflected. And goal! Nantucket finally answers when it's needed. Here's the replay. The shot by 24. 14 just goes in and tips it in. First goal of the game from Justin Torres, the sophomore. And we've got 7:16 left in this contest. Whalers now down by 2. .30 seconds left of even strength. Torres knocks it forward. Eagles get it back. Takes a shot, goes wide of Schroeder, thankfully. Number 12, Jacob Dio, thinking about a shot, but takes a visit to the side of the rink anyway. It was not a goal. The ref called it dead. Schroeder had deflected it. Definitely in the danger zone, but caught it with a knee pad. So 6:48 left here in the third period. And Ken Jenkinson's getting out of the box as of right now. So Whalers are up for 15 whole seconds with the advantage here. And that advantage is over. Danny McLaughlin, the senior, back out on the ice. 6-15 is the count. on the Whalers' playoff hopes perhaps for the season. This is a must-win game for the Whalers. They are down by 2 in the first visit to the island by these Eagles. The Eagles struggling to clear on their defensive end. Soren Edwards knocks forward a shot, but easily deflected by Golden. 13 lining up. Torres had a little hey, how you doing in front of the Whalers box. A shot from Soares, and looks like it was saved by Golden. 5:10 remaining. Final period of regulation. Whalers are 4-8 with 5 games remaining in their season, all getting played in the next 7 days. The Eagles managed to get it back out to mid-ice. Whalers intercept. Less than 5 minutes remaining. Icing is the call. Speaking of busy weeks, it's a busy week for this hockey team. It's a busy week for the NSC. We've got a game right after this one over at the gym. Hope you'll stick around. Eagles on offense behind Schroeder in net. Out to the blue line. Fortunately, that's been a favorable shooting position for the Eagles. Whalers managed to clear, and they disrupt the icing call. Struggling in front of the net. Canton almost had a shot there, but enough Eagles were in his face to disrupt. Back out to mid-ice. Edwards driving across the blue line. He takes the shot. Deflected just barely by Golden, number 30 in net. Ref's got his hand up. It looks like there's going to be a call. And number 22 going to take a seat, Mr. Edwards, for 2 minutes. That 2 minutes constitutes a majority of our remaining time on the clock. So a penalty the Whalers could not afford at a time they could not afford. And now they are shorthanded, 2 goals down, 3:41 remaining. The Eagles managed a shorthanded goal earlier in this contest. The Whalers are going to have to pray for something similar here. Minute 45 left on the PK. Eagles at mid-ice, driving forward. Gloved by Schroeder with 3:09 remaining. A minute 28 left on the penalty against Edwards. Face-off coming up here on the Eagles' offensive end. Ooh. That was perhaps the nail right there square in the corner of the box by the Eagles on Nantucket. Upper deck shot by the Eagles. Makes it 7-4 with less than 3 minutes to go. Well, good news is penalty's over. Looking on the bright side here. But 2:45 left. They would need one goal in less than a minute for every less than a minute left in this game. Coming up on 150 seconds remaining. Whalers got to take a shot. Got to think about even pulling the goalie at this point. Again, while they're 3-13 in the record books, Plymouth North is a Division II team with quite a storied history. And however this turns out, I do hope they enjoyed their trip to the island as the shot goes wide from number 19, Suarez. Another solid shot there from the Whalers. Parker Furtado straight into the glove of Golden. Well, Trevor Golden for the Eagles has earned his keep tonight, with well over a dozen saves. The Eagles managed to clear out of their offensive end, but Whalers respond. Ken Jenkinson's there behind the net. Big pile up of bodies back there, and the Eagles come out with it. Cam Baker drives it forward onto the offensive end for the Eagles. Less than a minute remaining. Whalers down by 3. Getting very physical back there, Jeremy Jenkinson. And Eagles are taking shots right in front of their bench, and things are getting out of hand in a hurry. Very clearly, a Plymouth North player took a swing at a Whaler while on the bench. Don't think that's allowed. We'll see if the refs do anything about it. Obviously, MIAA rules prevent us from showing that sort of activity. And refs are still down here trying to calm things down as a Eagle players down here on the ice. And yep, this is when emotions get high. Both teams desperate to keep their playoff hopes alive here in Nantucket. Whalers have certainly done their job keeping their players wrangled. And I think we're going to have to go to a break here for just a second while Ty's out here, athletic trainer for the Whalers, helping out this Eagle down on the ice. We'll be back here after a few on NSC on NCTV. Whalers down by 3, 39 seconds ago.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast. The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. More than money, we need members. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll launch for three. Got it! Huge shot from Carp.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in and being part of a team, falling but getting back up.
And way over to the ball. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
And we're back with live Whalers-Eagles action here at Nantucket Ice. Stomping and appreciative applause from both benches as number 26, John Milne, is back on his feet. Glad to see he's all right. We don't want to see anyone hurt. And it looks like the refs are officially just going to run off the clock here. Serious flagrant penalties were called on Jeremy Jenkinson, as well as a player for the Eagles. And yeah, this game has expired. The Eagles leaving here with, a victory, but perhaps a bad taste in their mouth. A few chants of we'll see you all next week coming loud and clear across the broadcast booth up here. But hands are being shaken nonetheless with the co-captains, Colin Sawalski and Daniel McLaughlin for the Eagles. We are going to be playing the Eagles again on the road. That's going to be Wednesday, the 18th of next week at Armstrong Arena up in Plymouth. So sportsmanship, obviously something we always want to promote here for the Nantucket Whalers and for every team here on Nantucket. So a very spirited game on both sides, and a shame that it had to end with a bit of a scuffle and some blows thrown from both teams. So hate to say goodbye that way, but it's not goodbye, folks, for today. It's just going to say we're going to take a quick break because we're going to break down our setup here at Nantucket Ice, and then Sean, Annie, Ashley, and myself, Charles, are going to take a hike over to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium, where the Whalers girls basketball team are going to be playing the Nauset Warriors for their final home game of the season. I expect a few blows fewer to be thrown at that. I think it's fair to say. But ridiculous attempts at humor from my part aside, I'm very thankful you joined us today. Whalers fall 7-4 to the Eagles in their first visit here on the island, and I guess both teams just proved that, they're playing some hard-nosed hockey out there on the ice. So for Sean Davis, covering my usual job, punching buttons and directing our broadcast, Annie Yard and Ashley Klatt on the camera. And thank you, Ashley, for your comments during the intermission about Morgan's message, the importance of mental health here on the islands and, well, everywhere. I'm Charles Douglas, station manager for NCTV, saying thank you for joining us, and don't turn that dial. We'll be back on live at 4:45 on NCTV channel 1072 and on the NSC YouTube. And take care, everybody. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.
It's over! It's over! The Whalers win! The Whalers win!
Girls are strong. Girls can throw. Girls can play football if they have a determined mindset. Girls don't have to just look pretty. They can pack a punch, believe me. My name is Ashley Klatt. I'm on the Nantucket Whalers football team, and here's my story. Girlhood to me was very different than a lot of people's girlhood. I grew up watching the Dallas Cowboys every Sunday with my dad, my sister, and my entire family, and I just loved watching